Hello students, welcome to the POL.SCIENCE of class 12 arts, and today we will proceed with some of the merits and demerits of globalization. In the previous class we read about the general definition related to the term globalization. After that we read about some of the negative and positive aspects of globalization. After that we read about the 10 points related to the causes of globalization, and related to that we have gone through some of the pictures about the history and the current time, and we also read about why the globalization or the concept of globalization arrived in India very lately. So today we will start with the positive and negatives of the globalization. So let us proceed then. If we tell about the positive things, we can say that it has implemented or given increased productivity. Number one, it has given or provided high standards of living among the people. Then number three, it has increased flow of foreign capital. That means foreign direct investment is easily done because of the globalization. The foreign policy has become flexible, and in that way there is a flow of foreign capital and there is an increase. Whatever it was in the year 2000, it is of course increased if we take the example of 2020. So there is an increase in flow of foreign capital. After that, with that flow of foreign capital, it has also increased competition, because many foreign companies are there, which is there in every country due to the concept of globalization, and with that it has also increased in the foreign trade. So as globalization has led to the increased flow of foreign capital and increased competition, so related to that it has increased in the foreign trade too. Now talking about the negative points about globalization is that it has taken over many national firms. That means the natives firms that are of the particular country, that has been taken over by the foreign companies. And globalization brings instability in the sense means all the domestic business or trade are shaken due to the introduction of globalization in many countries. Then impact on traditional industries. Now this is the most critical analysis of the ill effects of globalization as it has badly affected the traditional industries. The traditional industries like the handloom in India, that are being adversely affected due to the coming of globalization. And along with having bad effects on traditional industry, it has also affected small industries. Small scale industry is also affected widely due to the concept of globalization, and along with that it widens disparity. That means approval is not there, and there is so many disparity regarding globalization, and it has keep on widening this disparity process. After that, it has also given a negative impact on the cultural side of the country. Because of the coming of globalization, the natives or the people of the native place have started forgetting their culture and started to adopt others' culture. So as a result, it is giving a negative impact on the cultural side. Now moving on to some of the more positive impact of globalization is that it has rapid growth of business. That means it has led to the rapid growth of business everywhere, wherever the process of globalization has reached in the world. Then after that, opportunity to go global. That means due to the globalization process, anyone can reach anywhere, and this is only possible due to the opportunities or due to the concept of globalization, that one can reach anywhere globally. The number 3 impact, positive impact of globalization is that it has introduced various new technology. It has introduced various new technologies. Many technologies has came, due to which the world is looking like a small place. The number 4 positive impact is that it has given rise in access of technology in rural areas too. And related to that rural areas, we have gone through one example also, where we can see that an interior village where a rural poor woman also connected and is talking to someone in the far exterior places. Clear? After that, many new technologies has arrived in agriculture. So we can say that in every country, due to the concept or coming of globalization, the techniques that were used previously are being overtaken by new technologies, through which agricultural demands are on a high note day by day, due to the coming of new technology in the agricultural sphere. After that, it has also made farmers literate, and it has also given rise in the literacy rate. That means it has, if we talk about the most positive impact of globalization, is that it has made a whole lot of population literate. That means we can say that wherever the concept of globalization has reached, that country has become literate than compared to the previous time. Clear? After that, if we talk about the impact of globalization in a negative way, that means the number 1 negative effect is that it creates disparity in the society, inequality. Then ethical responsibility of the business have been diminished. That means the native business or the native places, domestic trade, business, whatever is there, it has been shattered or shaken by the coming of globalization. Then price hike of every daily usable commodities. As we can see nowadays, that a price of a particular thing does not remain same for a very long time. This is due to the impact of globalization, and it has created the price hike of, as the price hike of every daily usable commodities are changing every now and then, so it has created a negative impact on the globalization. After that, whatever the local business, as I have told you earlier regarding this, that it has affected the small industries as well as the traditional industries. So this can be written under this negative impact, that the local business has perished. That means it is nowhere now. High growth but problem of unemployment. As we can see that due to globalization there is high growth, but unemployment or the problem of unemployment is still increasing day by day. And it is also by the fact that even after the coming of globalization, the unemployment problem that was there in the previous time also, that problem is there after the coming of globalization also, and this problem is not been settled till date. After that, affected the agricultural sector, and with the coming of new technologies it has led to the growth, but along with that it has also affected the agricultural sector also. Clear? So in the conclusion part, it can be written here that globalization had increased the trade of products, ideas, technologies, etc., and created the world without boundaries, but it has also some negative impact on the developing countries. That means it is the general definition according to which the globalization or the concept of globalization is what the trade of products, ideas and technologies that comes from everywhere, and it has made the world a small place, and we feel that there is no boundary. But along with that, some positive things, there are also negative things that has affected mainly the developing countries or the third world. Flowing with the globalization, India is signing in nearly every prospects. India is getting a global recognition and slowly moving towards to become major economic and political strength. So if we talk about our own country, that is India, we can say that as India is a developing country, it is not fully developed, but then also with the help of globalization we can say that in this 21st century it is heading towards to become a, it was earlier a slowly developed country or developing country, but now we can say that in this 21st century it is slowly moving towards to become a major economic and political strength, which we feel that India is becoming now. And last but not the least, though the developing or development is progressing rapidly, still many basic problems like rural poverty, corruption and political instability remain unsolved. But whatever the case may be, with the coming of globalization also in every country, the three more important problems that were there before the coming of globalization, before 20 or 30 years, that problem is still there, it is still present there after the coming of globalization also. And that problems are like the rural poverty that has not been finished or eliminated from the society. In the rural areas, poverty is still prevalent. And the second biggest problem is the matter related to corruption. Because of the fact of corruption, any country having most corrupted list cannot grow rapidly, and due to political instability also. So these are three problems, three major problems like rural poverty, corruption and political stability, which remained totally unsolved till date. After the coming of globalization also, it is not been able to solve these problems related to the poverty of the rural areas, corruption and political instability. So with that, we have come to the end of the topic globalization with its meaning and manifestations. In the upcoming classes, we shall read about or understand about the debates related to globalization. So I hope that whatever the points we have read related to the topic of globalization, it is clear to you. So with that, I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.